Welcome back, everybody. I'm Mesh. This is EchPlays. Welcome to the foreplay of Oxygen Not Included. Last time we set up our little base. We did some basic stuff. Now we're trying to get to the more advanced. Oh shit! What's happening? Oh shit! New duplicate available. Choose a duplicate. Oh shit, dude! This is honestly timed perfectly. Not even kidding. I don't even know if I could set this up, but it's not set up. Blanche, Ruby, or Max, and we have to pick them or reject them all. Oh shit. So we've got Uncultured, Loud Sleeper, Night Owl, Gastrophobia, Uncultured, Loud Sleeper. That's weird that they have the same one on Max and Blanche. I fucking love Blanche. She's basically both named and visually applied as one of the Golden Girls, and that's fantastic. What does this do? No appreciation for the finer things. Decor expectation -20. Refuses to do art. And then of course you have to give her basically her own room or she'll just wake everybody up with her loud ass sleeping. Night Owl does their best work when they ought to be sleeping, it says. It's interesting. I think I'm gonna go with Blanche, honestly. Like, fuck. She's killing it over here, Blanche is. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna go with Blanche. Hey Blanche! Welcome to the fold! You are the best intro I could ever have in a video. You did the work for me, Blanche. Alright, let's pause it for a second. She's immediately going to work. Jesus, what a bad bitch. Okay, so this time we're going to try to explore the slightly more advanced aspects of the game in terms of liquid and air management. So, we need to continually research stuff. Let's check our research progress. So we're only 2 away from liquid piping, right? And then we can go to either gas piping or farming tech, I guess. I don't really think we need gas piping just yet. We're not really low on oxygen or anything. We don't need to, like, move air around or whatever, I don't think. And I'm pretty sure that's mainly what this stuff is for. So I'm thinking, actually, after we get done with liquid piping, maybe we should go ahead and go with farming tech. But at least this time around, we'll get to experience moving our shit from one place to another, which is everybody's dream. Not excluding my own. I am a man who dreams of that. Moving my poop from one place to another through an advanced system of pipes is, in fact, something I have dreamt about. That said, we have our bedroom situation carved out. So let's go ahead and pop 3 beds in this area. And unpause and start digging a special area for Blanche to sleep in. I wonder if you can assign beds to people, because that would be very key. If we could assign a bed to each of the ones that aren't Blanche, then we can make sure that she doesn't wake everybody up. She is the one that's a loud sleeper, right? Like, how do I even check that? Loud sleeper, there it is. We absolutely do not want her to be sleeping near people, because if she does, then they will have the interrupted sleep debuff, which is not great, is it? So I still haven't figured out, and there hasn't been any time really between the recording sessions for me to look it up, but I don't really know how to fix the cleaning situation. I'm assuming because I've looked under everything else that utilities is where the shower and stuff is, but I have no idea for sure. Like, I've looked at stuff. Maybe they'll like bathe themselves if they just find water. Oh shit, we're done. We fucking did it. Let's research this next. Alright, now let's check and see. Yes, we can, Vinny. Mole Hands and Pretty Hassan. And if we can get this stuff dug out, I think we need to get her bed at about this area before she's out of the range, probably, of the snoring being an issue for everyone else. So I'm sure I don't really know. Oh, it's almost nighttime, so like we may not be able to do it, and she may just have to sleep on the ground for her. It's sort of like an inauguration situation where you have to like sleep on the floor for a night and deal with that situation before you can actually so actually, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of this because I want to actually, I don't know if this is, does the tile, okay, so actually whenever they do actually dig and replace it with tiles, so I was wondering if maybe by putting tile down you sort of miss out on the ore that's there, but no, it doesn't actually just cover it up, it actually does mine it. See, these little, I guess these little blocks sort of signify the sound she's emitting. And you know what, Blanche? It's okay. You can't help it. You got some sort of weird, old, saggy throat parts inside your neck bits, and it's causing you to be a real loud snorer, and that's fine. The cots are really adorable, aren't they? They really are. Alright, so, what is this? Muckroot. Unrefrigerated. I think what we could do also is, there's a battery I think I saw. Stores a bit of runoff power from the generator but loses charge over time. Honestly, not a big deal though, because it is something we could easily implement. We could put it down below and we wouldn't have to access it very much. But at the same time, like, all the power is getting used immediately. Like, I don't think there's a lot of waste, and also nobody's really working at night, which is the only time that stuff stops. Like, once we have enough people, I guess, and we have a few people that are night owls, then maybe we'll need them to work overnight, and we'll need someone to, like, have some residual power for them to work with, but at this point, I don't think we really need it. So let's keep this thing maxed out with research. We're getting muckroot and stuff as well. We're getting, we have still got, the oxygen situation is still fine. I am a little bit worried about the air down here, though. Like, it's getting, you can see, like, little areas where it's like a brownish, greenish, yellowish color popping in and out, like right here, and you can sort of see it fading in and out. And I think it's because of all the feces involved in that area. Right now, this is the shit cave, and we need to fix that, honestly. I think if you go into oxygen and go to, like, oxygen this thing, maybe there's another way to look at this screen, too, but I don't know how that is to do. English. Sentence structure. You can sort of see the different sort of, you can see the different, like, air types moving around, the different gases. So it doesn't tell you what the gas is. All it says is, like, that it's not breathable or very breathable, and the color coding goes from there to there. So all the air that's bad, like the carbon dioxide they're creating themselves, is ending up down here, which is fine with me, honestly. And we just basically have to continually give it a place to go. And maybe at some point there's some, and maybe also, I guess, plants sort of will utilize it. And I think it turns it from, I think it would, maybe the plants will turn it into oxygen, I would imagine. That's how it works in real life. They use the carbon dioxide and they turn it into oxygen. And that's how we breathe, boys and girls, which is why plants are important, which is why bees are important, because they pollinate and spread plants. Which is why robot bees are going to become a thing, and of course be our downfall. They're going to save us first, then the robot bees are going to rise up and kill us so good, and end our reign as the sole beneficiaries of Earth. Consiglieres. That's not. I'm just saying words at this point. Alright, we do need another bed for old Snore McGee. Her name is Blanche, and if she heard me call her that, she would be very disappointed. She's insecure about it. She knows she snores loudly. She's insecure. Let's give them a lamp. How about a lamp right in between these two things? Let's build a floor lamp. Let's build a floor lamp, everybody. A massage table can also go in here with Blanche. Right? Like, put it like a space away. Do you think this needs to be powered, actually? Does it say? I don't know if it says whether it needs to be powered. Power -5. So this doesn't need to be powered. Somehow it's going to run on its own. Or maybe somebody does have to manage it. Like, maybe someone else has to come over and, like, do the massaging or something. Who knows? We're about to find out, though. That's exciting. This place looks fucking real bad. Like, you do not want to be in this. Contaminated water. Shit, it's real contaminated. I guess there's a way to filter that? I don't know. I'm assuming. Now, the oxygen over in this area is not the best, but it seems like it does cover the bed. At least. So Blanche isn't going to be suffocating to death in her sleep. Which, admittedly, would stop her from snoring. So, I mean, maybe it's a win-win. Alright, let's take a look. Plumbing. We got a liquid vent, an output point for liquid pipes. So actually, maybe this is what we need to pipe to. Let's go ahead and drag a little bit down. A liquid pump. Draws in liquid and runs it through connected pipes. So do I need one of these first? Must be submerged in liquid to function now. Liquid pipe bridge runs one section of the liquid pipe over top another without joining them. Okay, I got it. And then a liquid vent. I guess let's see what the hell happens. I don't want to ruin this mealwood that's going on here. It looks very gross. I'm guessing they eat this larva. I mean, I would eat it if I was in a cave. It's just trapped in a cave. But that's pretty much one of the only times that I would eat it. Unless it was covered in some sort of ketchup. Then I might consider it. In more occasions and scenarios. Vinny seems to be doing some sort of leveling? I don't know what that like is. Whenever they like glow, like that, is there like a leveling system? Do they level up? Maybe it's because one of their like stats goes up. I don't know. Oh, she's eating it straight off the stalk down here. Fuck. Let's make this a priority 6, because I want it to get done. I want to see if it works. Alright, we do have to run power to this thing, it looks like. Electrical wire. No problem. So this looks like it's going to be our official bathroom at this point. Which is fine, because all the bad stuff that happens in this is going to go down into this hole. Which is now called the shit pit, for lack of a better, more rhyming word. It's a perfect name for it. It rhymes, it describes that there's shit in it, which is the most important attribute of the pit, is that there is actually shit in it. Which is fantastic. Can they not reach this? Unreachable, it says. Okay, well, fine. I was worried about that, actually. Let's go ahead and dig a hole down here. Is there like a filler that we can put in here? Like, can you place other blocks other than tiles? Or is that the only placeable block and I'm just going to have to wall it in? If that's the case, let's go ahead and just dig the whole fucking thing out, honestly. And we'll just ladder this all the way down. Insufficient oxygen generation. Colony requires a food source. That's so true, though. I don't know if my dudes are even eating at this point. I haven't really been paying attention. So that's probably not the best, is it? Food, 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 food. So let's get a microbe musher going. Let's put the microbe musher right here. Let's run some power lines to it. And then I guess, I don't really know what we need to do to put in there, but I'm guessing any sort of food source just sort of is mashed together into some sort of disgusting grub/algae concoction that they're then forced to ingest. People keep telling me that jism is an actual dietary supplement. You can get a lot of, what is it? I don't know what's good in it, but people keep telling me that, and they keep forcing me to drink jism, but that's beside the point. I imagine that they could probably supplement their own food with it, like, not as like the main course, but like, it's not that far away from like a dressing. It's got the same consistency. I don't know. You guys are offended by the use of jism? I don't want to offend you, but at the same time, jism is a way and a part of our lives, and we should not just go around denying its existence. Because jism is in us all, and the people who it's not in will probably have jism in themselves at some point. There's a select few, a great deal of people don't have jism in themselves, but honestly, they're going to have jism around them. Maybe not in them or on them, if they don't want it to be, but around them, in like a bowl, like a wash basin of jism, perhaps, if they go to like a fancy hotel where they have like wash basins of jism, just in case. You only get that sort of service in like a 4-star or whatever resort, though. They only give you the complimentary jism basin at like a Holiday Inn or above, you know? I don't understand why this happens. I want to know. I want to know what's happening with this shininess that's going on with these people. Fetching water, research complete. I think we've learned pretty much all this. Let's get rid of it. Yes! They built it. Alright, let's build some tile around it to make it look good. Okay, I mean... I don't... Oh shit, you know what? It's probably just gonna pump out into whatever hole it's going into. So maybe... I should leave at least like this... and this, and maybe dig out some more underneath it to give it like an area, and then tile like this and this. Dig first, guys. Dig first. Don't block yourself away, for fuck's sake. They're doing it. Fuck me. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, so this guy needs to make some mush leaf. What does it need? It requires, may cause diarrhea. Well, as you guys heard before, my motto is diarrhea is good for Mia. I don't remember. Is the life for Mia. There it is. Diarrhea is the life for Mia. And that's fine. An edible putrefied mud slop, preferable to starvation, but only just barely. Ingredients, dirt, and bottled water. I don't feel like that is an edible thing. That's just mud. That's just mud. I'm sorry to say, but that is just mud. Okay, Okay, so I've got this stuff going. Missing water. Oh, shit. That's right. We didn't actually finish our water excursion. But also, we didn't find water. Fuck, we gotta go all the way down here. Okay, that's fine, though. We can just make a ladder that goes all the way down to the water, right? I don't know how swimming works in this, so I'm just gonna go all the way down to the bottom of the water there with this ladder. Look at Hassan. Oh, that's Mole Hand. Sorry. Doing work. Making shit literally happen. Literal shit happen. Yeah, just keep getting it. Oh, fantastic. It's going well. It is actually going well, boys. Well, boys. Alright, what's next? Okay. So we need water immediately. That's the main thing right now. I'm not totally sure what's going to happen with... I am going to dig... I think I'm going to dig this out so they can have a little bit of area. And then we'll finish with the wall there. I don't know what happens if, like... What happens if the air... Does it fill up? Or does it keep pumping out? Surely some sort of explosion would happen, or it would start coming up instead of going that way. I don't know what's happening. This is like plumbing, right? Like liquid pipe and liquid vent. I mean, I don't know. Is this a thing that actually works? Like, outhouse greatly reduces stress and disease by hygienically handling duplicate waste. Maybe this isn't like a thing that it works. Maybe at some point we need to replace this with a lavatory, which then, because I imagine there'd be like a little icon on this. You know? That's fine though, because we can just replace it for sure later. Like, we need sanitation sciences, which I'm sure is the second tier. Yeah, it's right here. So we, after this is done, what does this say? Supercomputer. So we need a supercomputer to get this second tier of stuff gone and doing. That's a thing I just said. Gone and doing. The new memoirs of Cowboy Esh, Gone and Doing, in which I describe the things I've gone and done simultaneously. Alright, we're getting all sorts of stuff. We're building our future toilet situation, which is great. It's an investment in our future. You're going to continually tile all day, every day. Tiling is my dream. It is actually a career that I could make happen potentially. If I'm being realistic, I could stop what I'm doing, drop everything, and go be a tile boy, but I don't think I'm going to. While I do have a definite and a definitive passion for tiles, I don't think I want it to make into a career. But if I had to, I would call myself, or I'd call the business that I start, because obviously I would start at another person's business and work my way, learn the way of the tile in action, but eventually would be making my own company called Tile Boys Tile Emporium, where you can explorium tiles. Thank you. It's a long name, and that's the whole title. That's the name of the company. Limited, LTD, the end. But I'm just gonna have to live out my dreams of tile masterdom through, by way of oxygen not included. We're gonna put some tiles here, fellas. I feel like this could be the way. I don't know what this stuff is. What is this? This is sandstone or slime. Okay. Slime. I don't know if we need this. Algae. It says slime. Algae is useful. So it does produce oxygen? Or is this slime I don't know. A thick biomixture of algae, fungi, and mucopolysaccharides. It does seem okay, honestly. I don't know what we would need it for, though, in terms of actually mining it. Oh, that's disgusting. I love how slowly it drops out. That's the grossest thing I've ever seen. And I fucking love every second of it. Are we having issues with oxygen here? Let's check real quick. This is the only way I know to actually see this. Shit, man. This is not good. How's our research? Oh, you know what? This is a problem. Continuously fabricate. Oh, shit. I didn't know that was a thing. What if I do this? Okay, so there we go. Continuously fabricate novice research. That's fantastic. Everybody's going to bed. Blanche is not actually going to bed. Now she's going to bed. Okay. Don't you fall asleep on me, Blanche. Get to your bed, you son of a bitch. You know what? I didn't notice if anybody used the massage table. I wish I would have seen it in action. So as you guys can tell, it's a pretty straightforward game, especially if you've done any other colony simulators. It's a pretty simple right now. It's got a lot of stuff to do, honestly, but it's all pretty straightforward. You have to manage the typical stuff you would need to manage in a town or colony builder, but also it has like this oxygen system that's sort of like the gimmick that makes it its own game. I say gimmick in a positive way as well. So obviously they're getting water, right? Because they've been making these mush bars, which is absolutely fantastic, but also the most disgusting thing as well, which is pretty much what you would expect when you read the description of edible putrefied mud slop in general. Putrefied. Is that what it said? That's disgusting. That's real gross. It's even grosser now that I'm reading it a second time. Okay, so it's actually telling us, by way of this, what we have in terms of what's in our storage, I guess. Which is sort of the way that we can see. And then we can separate them. Oh, here's how we see the oxygen and stuff. Temperature overlay. It's real warm over here. Shit. These are like ice, though. Abyssalite. Liquid plumbing overlay. Okay, nothing there. Light overlay. Oh, shit, I just realized that's a thing, really. Oxygen overlay. Is there a button I can press? F1. Okay, so the function keys. Let me see this stuff. Learning! Fantastic. Alright, so yeah, this is going well. This is really going well. Like, we're figuring it out. I feel like we're doing it in a time frame that's okay enough to not have everybody dying. Which is great, because dying is the ultimate failure outside of early premature ejaculation, which is worse. Fellas, if that's happening to you, get your shit together. Learn to meditate. Tie a rubber band around it. I don't know. Do what you think you need to do, because honestly, you would... if I'm going to be honest, you would be better off dead. You would be better off dead. Okay. I'm standing by it. And on that note, as we place another light on this side, and a few more lights throughout this area, maybe a light next to the toilet as well would be great. There you go. That'll be the end of this episode of Foreplay with the game not included oxygen. Oxygen not included. Fuck's sake. Thank you guys for coming by. Hit the like button if you like the game or the series. I'm Esh. This is EchPlays. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and you like what you're seeing. Please do it. I need this. Please. Thank you guys for coming by. I love you. Have a great day. Goodbye.